Imagine waking up to find your life savings gone. Not stolen, just vanished. Your job? Gone. Your house? Foreclosed. Your dinner? A can of beans, if you're lucky. And no, this isn't some post-apocalyptic movie. It's the 1930s. Welcome to the Great Depression. It all began with a party. The Roaring Twenties. A decade of jazz, speakeasies, flappers, and stock market euphoria. Everyone was getting rich, or at least looked like they were. People mortgaged their homes to buy stocks. Why not? Prices only went up. Spoiler: they didn't. October 29, 1929, Black Tuesday. The stock market collapsed faster than a house of cards in a wind tunnel. Billions in wealth evaporated, and this wasn't just a bad day on Wall Street. It was the beginning of a global economic meltdown. Banks failed. People ran to withdraw their savings, only to find the bank already bankrupt. Imagine standing in line for hours just to learn your money no longer exists. Companies went under. Unemployment in the US skyrocketed to 25%. That's 1 in 4 people with no job, no income, no safety net. Families moved into shantytowns made of scrap wood and metal. They called them Hoovervilles, a sarcastic shout-out to President Herbert Hoover, who insisted the crisis would fix itself. Spoiler again, it didn't. But wait, it gets worse. As if mass poverty wasn't enough, the central US got hit with a bonus disaster, the Dust Bowl. Years of over-farming, combined with a ruthless drought, turned fertile land into dead dust. Crops failed, farms vanished. And Okies, desperate families from Oklahoma and beyond, packed their lives into trucks and drove west, chasing jobs that didn't exist. It was like the apocalypse, minus the zombies. So what caused all this chaos? It wasn't just the stock market crash. That was the spark. The gasoline had been building for years. Laissez-faire capitalism ran wild. No bank regulations, no deposit insurance, no real oversight. Banks made risky bets, businesses overextended. Consumers drowned in debt to buy radios, cars, and stocks on margin. It was a financial Jenga tower. Everyone kept stacking until gravity took over. And when it all came crashing down, the government's first instinct was to do nothing. Then came a new face, Franklin D. Roosevelt. Part charm, part steel, all optimism. He launched the New Deal, a sweeping set of programs that aimed to resuscitate the economy. Public works, social security, banking reforms. He gave people jobs building dams, roads, schools, anything to get money flowing again. Critics called it socialism, supporters called it survival. But for millions, it was the only lifeline they had. Globally, the impact was just as brutal. Germany's economy crumbled, Britain struggled. World trade slowed to a crawl. And out of the rubble, extreme ideologies, like fascism and nationalism, began to rise. Yep. Without the Great Depression, there's a good chance Hitler never comes to power. Turns out, desperation is an excellent recruitment tool. By the late 1930s, things were improving, slowly. But what really ended the Depression? Ironically, war. World War II created massive demand for weapons, supplies, and soldiers. Factories roared back to life. Unemployment plunged. The economy boomed, but the cost was catastrophic. So yes, the economy recovered, but the price was a world set on fire. The Great Depression wasn't just an economic failure. It was a human one. A brutal reminder that when greed runs unchecked, when systems are fragile, and when leaders delay action, millions pay the price. And yet, out of that darkness came some of the most important reforms in modern history. FDIC insurance, social security, labor protections, economic data collection. All of it designed to make sure this never happens again, and it hasn't. Not quite. But every market bubble, every banking collapse, every recession carries an echo of the 1930s. Because history doesn't repeat itself, it whispers. And sometimes, it screams.